Why are American drug prices so high? In comparison to other countries, American drug prices can be much higher. The pricing differences have been confirmed by numerous research and reports. International price comparisons. The United States pays, on average, 2.5 times more for prescription pharmaceuticals than other industrialized nations, according to a 2019 analysis by the House of Representatives Ways and Means Committee. Price comparisons for individual drugs. The price variations for some drugs might be rather pronounced. For instance, a report by the House of Representatives Oversight Committee in 2020 discovered that the cost of insulin was 10 times more in the United States than in other high-income nations. Price variations for the same drug. Drugs that are sold in several nations may see substantial price differences. Brand-name medications cost, on average, more than twice as much in the United States than in other nations, according to a 2020 study by the RAND Corporation. Medicare price comparisons. When compared to government health plans in other nations, the Medicare program, which offers elderly citizens in the United States health coverage, frequently pays higher costs for prescription pharmaceuticals. Compared to costs negotiated by the Department of Veterans Affairs, Medicare Part D paid roughly 4 times more for the same pharmaceuticals, according to a 2020 analysis. Patients who lack proper insurance or who depend on pricey specialty medications may suffer major consequences as a result of the high cost of pharmaceuticals. Financial hardships and access issues to vital prescriptions can result from it, and in certain situations, patients may choose to forego or restrict their medication out of worry about the price, which can harm their health. Public debate over the issue of high drug prices has led to calls for reform to address affordability and improve access to necessary treatments. Initiatives to foster generic and biosimilar competition, proposed legislation, lobbying for price transparency, and investigating possibilities for price negotiation and regulation are all attempts to address this problem. There are a number of causes behind the high cost of pharmaceuticals in America, including costs associated with research and development, R&D. Creating new medications requires significant outlays for regulatory approval, clinical trials, and research. Pharmaceutical firms contend that the high prices encourage future innovation by helping to offset these expenses. Pharmaceutical businesses invest a lot of money in marketing and advertising to help spread the word about their products. These costs are included in drug pricing and add to the overall cost of the medication. Pharmaceutical companies have exclusive rights to sell new drugs for a set length of time, thanks to patent protection. They have a monopoly on the market at this period, which enables them to establish exorbitant pricing. The purpose of the exorbitant prices is to maximize revenue and recoup financial investments made throughout the drug development phase. Lack of price regulation. Unlike many other nations, the U.S. lacks a centralized system to control medical costs. Complex price systems may result from discussions between drug makers, insurance providers, and pharmacy benefit managers. Manufacturers can establish prices according to what the market will bear without price regulation. Healthcare system complexity. The American healthcare system is characterized by a number of middlemen, including insurance firms and pharmacy benefit managers, PBMs. Each party in the supply chain is free to set its own markups and conduct its own pricing negotiations, which raises the overall cost of medications. Limited competition. For some medications, especially complicated biologics or those with a tiny patient base, there may be little or no competition. Without generic equivalents or competitors, a producer can set higher prices without being forced by the market to do so. The United States lacks a centralized organization that bargains for the government or consumers when it comes to medicine prices, unlike some other nations. This may reduce the ability of buyers to negotiate cheaper costs, including insurance companies and government programs. It's critical to remember that these elements add to the complexity of the problem, and various stakeholders may have different viewpoints on the causes of America's high medication prices. There have been initiatives to remedy this problem, like laws that would boost openness, permit pricing bargaining, and foster competition. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of the American drug system and why it needs to change. If nothing is done, America will continue to have high drug costs, poor outcomes, and no voice for the people. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.